Hello, I'm Pirate Dave, and as you can see here, I've got the Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy VIII Children of Fate scene box, and I thought it'd be fun to do a little unboxing. I'm not a Magic the Gathering player. The only Magic the Gathering I ever played was an expansion called Portal about 30 years ago, and I did not stick with it. But I am a big Final Fantasy VIII fan. I like 7 and 10 as well. I haven't played 9, but 8 I absolutely love, and so when I heard about this, I absolutely had to try to get my hands on it. And just got back from the local comic shop today, and here it is. Let's go ahead and get right into it. There's a pull tab up here. This comes up with, let's see, 6 scene cards that form that united illustration that you see in the back of the box. 6 art cards and display easel. Not exactly sure what those are. And 3 play boosters. As I said, I'm not a Magic the Gathering player, but I will go ahead and open up those boosters because, from what I understand, they are Final Fantasy themed. There's a whole Final Fantasy expansion in Magic the Gathering. That's display box there. Okay, and that's where the cards go, I presume. It's out here. And this is, is this one of the art cards? And just pop that out there. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. Here seems to be the bulk of our bounty. I'm trying to be a little bit careful with this. I wouldn't mind keeping most of this stuff intact. I'm not sure what that symbol is, and I assure you I'm not a fake fan, but that's definitely not from Final Fantasy VIII. I think it's just a generic Final Fantasy symbol, maybe. I'd like to say I'm familiar with Final Fantasy and I keep up with it, but I mean, I just don't recognize that. It must be the Magic the Gathering symbol. I'm making way too much of it. There are the play boosters, as you can see. Here are the scene cards, and are these the art cards? So I'm guessing the scene cards are the playable versions of the cards, and then the art cards are just the illustrations themselves. Some of you are like, no duh. Maybe you should have read a little bit about this, everything that's in this box before you bought it, but I like to be surprised. There's Adia Kramer. You can see the game text there. And yeah, you guys have probably seen these cards. She's not Ward. I'm guessing that's a mechanic in Magic the Gathering. Clash, that's literally just the lightning for the background. That's super exciting. For Noah. Text if you want there. I love the foil sheen on there. Cipher. Do you say cipher? Some people say cipher, I think. I don't know how else you might pronounce that. Cipher. I say cipher. Duelist Flame. That's like right from the beginning of the game. The opening FMV when he blasts Squall in the face with the fireball. Here it's coming. Real quick. You can get focused in on that. Yeah, so I guess, well, technically it's not from the beginning of the game, right? Because he's already got a scar on his forehead. So it's a scene inspired by, okay, that's just making for a poor video. It's a scene inspired by the beginning of the game's FMV, but just a little anachronistic, right? All right, and let's go ahead and open up those art cards. There it goes. This is just like a wax paper. Really, I don't know that I've seen a card set with wax paper in it. It's a really great idea. I gotta imagine that's great for the cards. The old baseball cards back in the day. Art series, art series. Numbers on the back, I guess. Okay, yeah, it would make sense since it's 7 through 10. So Final Fantasy 7 has cards 1 through 6. And yeah, so these are all the Virgin illustrations of the cards that we just saw. I would just realize that I was looking at the cards in my hands for the last several minutes as I was talking. I wasn't paying attention at all to if they were in frame of the camera. I'm so sorry about that. But they are the cards that we just looked at. Just like I said, just without the game text, without the borders. And those will be the ones I think that'll be really cool to display on that stand. And get rid of other wax booster packs. And so I don't know, maybe this is exciting to people. These play boosters. If there's something, I don't know, if there's something rare in here, I will not know. The only thing that will excite me is if I recognize it from a Final Fantasy. I'm assuming this encompasses all the Final Fantasies, not just 8. Yeah, no, I mean it's been decades and decades since I played any Magic the Gathering. And I think Portal, the expansion that I did play, was like a watered down version of Magic the Gathering. Okay, look, there's a nice one. I'm most iconic for me from Final Fantasy X, right? Because it's featured right in the tutorial for to utilize Lulu. Summon Chocomog, Bork, Koopa. I didn't get the Chocomog materia the first couple of times I played 7. I never thought to talk to the Chocobos. So call me a fake fan if you want. I don't recognize that. Ooh, a Marlboro. I yes, I call it Marlboro, like the cigarette. It's Marlboro, but you never gonna shake it. Never gonna shake that habit. Sorry, not sorry, but sorry. And I think you already saw a little bit of a foil there, like Bard's Bow, Monk's Fist. Were there any? Did Final Fantasy IX have jobs that make? I mean, I guess Final Fantasy in general has jobs, so it makes sense for Monk Fist or whatever for the set. But just curious out of the 4, because I know that 7, 8, and 9 didn't really have any jobs. Stadium, 10, Shiva. Yeah, no, and you're gonna have to call me a fake fan. I'm not sure which Final Fantasy that particular illustration is from. I'd like to say, man, I'll just say 8. I'll say it's from 8. I don't know. I don't know. Oh no, oh no, it says right there, Final Fantasy 10, FFX. Ah, fake fan, fake fan. Zaz's Chocobo. Summon Primordial Gruda. Now that I know I can cheat and see what I don't recognize this, so I would have guessed it's from 9. Oh, and yeah, okay, so it is from all the Final Fantasies, because this is obviously from Final Fantasy 15. And another Final Fantasy 14. Blitzball. Add 1 mana of any color. That's good. That's good, right? Am I making people cringe by assuming my knowledge? It's shiny. Look at that. It's shiny. It's a special one. Salam. And get that focus back in there. And we're back to the start. All right. Like I said, I don't really understand the mechanics that are being mentioned on the cards. I'm just looking through these and enjoying that I recognize the iconography. Oh, okay. So you can just get random art series in there. That's cool. But This says Yasmot Ultimate Mark 7 of 50. Okay, so it's a different series than. Sorry, we'll pick this up real quick. Okay. So they both have the Final Fantasy Art Series backing, but this is 12 of 24, which makes sense. It's the scene cards from the sets. And then these are separate chase cards, apparently. So maybe that's cool to you. Sorry, I don't recognize him. He looks cool, but he looks like, of course, I mean, obviously that's like late Final Fantasy, probably 16. I'm gonna guess. Flip these over. Ice Magic, Dwarven Castle Guard. I didn't play the early Final Fantasies pre 7, which is a lot, right? It's 6 different Final Fantasies. So I'm not going to recognize this. And I played a little bit of 13, right? Sephiroth. Blitzball shot. I'm a fan of Blitzball. I look forward to it every time I play Final Fantasy X. Maybe that tells you what kind of guy I am. I know a lot of people aren't down with it. It's not even like it's not even like I put a lot of thought in the game. Really, I just like swim from the bottom and then eject shot when I'm close to the goal. That's from 15. That's Titan. That was a cool summon in that game. Cool power. Ignis. The food in Final Fantasy 15, the way it looked, phenomenal, right? I dream about that food to this day. Oh, hey, this is cool. Aerith. Of course, I grew up with it being Aries, but ever since I, heard the actual, I was gonna, Japanese naming, but the actual naming for the character, it's cooler. It's absolutely cooler. Aerith rescue mission. Okay, that's when they storm Shinra. Wastes and back to ice magic. So that's cool. Little Aerith Gainsborough. Um, Once again, I don't know if it's rare. So if my lack of enthusiasm for anything that I'm seeing is irritating you, I apologize. And the last one here. I'm sorry, I'm not an expert card opener. I played Star Wars back in the day and Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's been a while since I collected cards. So there's another rescue mission. Light of Judgment from FF6. There's Kefka. Frolics intervention. I wouldn't say it's his intervention. It was his plan, right? He was just he was waiting until they got there to kill Ares, right? Am I wrong about that? Was I misinterpreting the flow of that story? Magic pot, farm AP from these guys. Throw them an elixir. Prima Vista. Don't recognize it. Looks cool. I've tried to start up 9, but I don't know. It's just so much of a departure from everything else I'm used to. So I understand it's more like the earlier Final Fantasies. Gold Saucer Casino, Crystal Fragments, Vaughn. I never played 12. I gotta say, oh hey, look, I recognize you. Let's get the hell out of here. Relentless XATM 092. And Insomnia from Final Fantasy 15. Hero. So that's cool. Little, XATM 092. Farm some AP with that guy, right? Although, I always thought it would, I felt like it was a little waste of time later in the game because you're not getting AP for all the other summons or all the other Guardian Forces that you'll get later in the game. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'm Pirate Dave. If you watched this far, please do not like and subscribe. I'm not a regular content creator. I buy something cool, I share it. That's how I do things. But thank you again for watching. Hope you mildly enjoyed this. This went on a little bit longer than I expected. But you have yourself a great day.